Yes, so guys, it is Wyld here, and today, of course, we are going to be talking about the current state of the CS2 market, and quite frankly, how it kind of is scaring me. If you've been keeping up with skin prices, then you'll probably have noticed that there's some pretty insane stuff happening, and yeah, skin prices are basically going through the roof. But guys, before you rush out to buy any skins now, let's just quickly go over why this is happening, and I'll give my opinion on the situation. But yeah, just make sure you watch the whole video so you get a clear idea of what's going on. And afterwards, if you want to either buy some skins or trade away some skins, then that's where today's video sponsor could come in handy, and that is Skins Monkey, the safe, automated, easy-to-use CS2 trading site that gives you an insane 35% deposit bonus for every cash deposit when using code WYLD. Also, by using the code, you can claim up to a $5 free bonus on your first $100 trade. No deposit needed. It's definitely worth trading at least $100 on that first trade, just to make sure you're making the most of it. And don't worry, there are a ton of deposit methods, so it's super easy to load up. All you need to do is click the top link in the description, sign into the site with your Steam, and using the filters, you can find some skins that are just right for you and trade away any of your old skins that you're bored of. And in case you have any issues, they also offer 24/7 live chat support. So what are you waiting for? If you want to grab yourself some fresh new skins for 2025 from their crazy amount of skins up for grabs, make sure to go and check them out. But yeah, let's get back to the video. So guys, yeah, as I said, skin prices have been absolutely exploding. For example, if you're a frequent viewer of the channel and you've got a keen eye, you'll see I currently don't have my Sports Club's Hedge Mazes on, and yeah guys, that's because I don't have them anymore. And yes, I know it's a sad thing, like I wish I could, have held on to them, but hey, I bought them like 5 months ago, and since I bought them, their prices pretty much doubled. So for me, I was happy to let go of them. But yeah, not only that, but we've got the Sports Club Superconductor in field tested, which in the last 30 days are up 144%. Same with the Specialist Gloves Crimson Kimono. In field tested, they're up 92% in the last 30 days. But yeah, if you've been paying attention, you'll know it's not only gloves, but also knives. In particular, Phase 2 knives. So for example, this Karambit Doppler Phase 2. This in the last 30 days has gone up a whopping 150%, guys. Like, that is insane. You've also got Karambit Doppler Phase 4s and just all Phase 4s in general, but I'm just using the Karambit as an example. But yeah, these have gone up 109% in the last 30 days. And then if we look at Gamma Doppler for Phase 2, and again, specifically on the Karambit, these have gone up 123% in the last 30 days. You've also got to include weapon skins, so skins like the Minware Fire Serpent, that's gone up 113% in the last 30 days. And then as well as skins like the Hydroponic, the M4 Hot Rod, the M4 Blue Phosphor, even the Print Stream, which isn't like a super old skin, but it's not just these skins. In general, on average, every skin has shot up in price. Now, you might think that this is just natural demand and, oh yay, CS skins are finally pumping up, woohoo, time to make money. But this is where it gets sketchy. And when we move on to our next point, which is renting skins. And some of you guys may be thinking, wait a second, what do you mean renting skins? Some of you might even be getting confused in how you can now rent skins from cases, but no, I'm not talking about this type of skin renting, guys. I'm talking about how in China, there are apps such as Upin 898, where you can go on and let's say you want to use a beautiful factory new Dragon Lore in your comp games and show off and flex, but you don't want to spend over $10,000 buying one, then yeah, you can just pay a little fee every month, rent it, use it for a little bit, and then just send it back. And yeah, this is a thing that goes on in China, and I actually already made this video yesterday, but after being sent this tweet from CSGO Shen, I decided to remake this and, include this in it because this is a massive, massive deal. But yeah, just for any of you guys not following along, obviously in China, there's a lot more control over digital items. So if you were to rent an item off of someone, such as a Counter-Strike skin, and you just stole it and ran away with it, that would be linked to your ID, meaning that the government could very easily track you down and put you in jail for stealing that digital asset. Whereas in the West, like, I'm pretty sure a site called Loot Bear, which maybe was like set up by Mojo, I think back in the day, I think they tried to do the whole renting skin thing, but ran into issues because I assume people just probably rented the skins and then just dipped. And yeah, if you can't track people down and get your item back, or at least get some money back off of them, then yeah, trying to rent skins out would just be a nightmare. But yeah, it's a thing that definitely happens over in China and is pretty popular. So how does Shen's tweet fit into this? Well, let's read it. So, Shen says, how did Upin 898 and Chinese rental operators manipulate the market? As you can see here, this is what the app would look like. And then I assume if you want to rent a skin, you can just click on it and it will charge you however much money it will cost to rent for said amount of time. And yeah, you just pay it and it would send you the skin. However, as you can see from this text, this is Shens Theory at least saying the truth behind the skin price increase. We've experienced 2 updates of the Armory Pass. Now, Chinese rental operators believe that all crates and collectibles will no longer be out of print from now. On. And guys, I remember when this Armory update happened recently, and we had the new Fever case added into the game. And I mean, this was a, pretty fair theory, I would say. Some people believe that potentially, over the next coming years, we're just going to see more and more cases fill up the armory and they're just going to keep them in. And any of the cases currently in the drop pool, they would just stay in the drop pool. And yes, I know you'll have some people sitting there saying like, oh, this is a crazy theory. But guys, this is Valve. They like to try and keep everyone on their toes. So no one actually knows. They might do it. They might not do it. However, from this tweet, I kind of find it crazy that these Chinese investors would take such a risk off of just, a theory. Because if time goes on and one of the cases from the active duty is removed in the next case update, then suddenly, a lot of these older skins that they're buying up because of how limited the items are, they're not going to be the only items that are super limited because, just as time goes on, skins get rarer and rarer because their case is taken out of the drop pool. That's just how the supply is controlled in Counter-Strike. But yeah, these guys are basically banking on the fact that Valve will stop removing cases, so any items from cases that have been removed should go up because, in theory, there's no way to keep printing them. So yeah, it's a pretty big gamble. So yeah, continuing on with what Shen said, therefore they, which is the investors, are taking this opportunity to collect large quantities of out-of-print items. As I just said, guys, like some of those old items, whether it's the AK Hydroponic, the Emperor M1S Hot Rod, etc., etc. But Shen then added, coupled with market manipulation through Upin 898's activities, the rental industry has become hot. Upin 898 alone created a false illusion of market prosperity by fabricating a fake Dragon Lore giveaway event, which led tens of thousands of people to rent goods from the market. So guys, what does this mean? Basically, what Upin 898 have done is they've said to their customers that basically they're doing a massive Dragon Lore giveaway, and to gain tickets to enter that giveaway, you need to rent skins off of their app. And then by doing that, you would then get tickets depending on how expensive that skin is. So yeah, guys, 1 + 1 = 2. If you do the maths, if a big rental company says that you can get a free Dragon Lore, lots of people are going to be like, yo, I'm going to jump on that. If I can rent a skin and use some cool skin for maybe the equivalent of $5 or $10 in a month and get a chance of winning a Dragon Lore, then I'll do that. Now, of course, because of this, suddenly people renting out skins, they needed more skins. So what do you have to go and do, guys? You need to go and buy more supply. So let's say you're renting out hot rods. You have 5 to rent out. Because of this promotion, very quickly, those 5 hot rods were out of stock, but there were still more people wanting to rent them. And because renting skins is very lucrative, obviously any skin investor in China that rented out skins went and bought more supply. So yeah, that person would go and buy more hot rods. But then guess what? Because more and more people were hearing about this Dragon Lore giveaway, more and more people were renting skins. So it's just a cycle that continues and basically just pumps up skin prices, because instead of these skins just sitting in inventories, they're being rented out. But these investors, they need more of the skins. So by buying more of these skins, it just artificially pumps up the price of all of these rare old skins on the market, all because users on the website were trying to get ticket entries for a Dragon Lore giveaway. Now, CSGO Shen says that it's a fake Dragon Lore giveaway, so I don't know if this is true. I'm not going to say it is or isn't. If any of you guys know any more details on it, let me know down in the comments. I mean, supposedly the winning probability isn't determined by the spending amount, which is kind of crazy. And apparently Upin predetermine who's actually going to win the big prizes. And yeah, they just let staff members win, which is really mucked up if that is the case. And yeah, of course, as you can see in this reply, the event attracted tens of thousands of participants who were basically renting up a big chunk of the supply of these high-end items, which made any normal investor, especially over in the West, think that, hold on a sec, skin demand has gone crazy and the prices just keep going up, so yeah, we're in a bull market. Whereas in reality, it was really just caused by this whole giveaway ran by this skin renting service. And of course, guys, what happens when Western Counter-Strike players see that, oh, wait a sec, this item was worth $1,000 and a couple of weeks later, it's now worth $1,500. Oh my god, this skin market is going up. What do a lot of people who aren't necessarily educated when it comes to investing or what they should do with their money, if they see something go up, a lot of people will then see that as a time to get involved, mainly due to just fear of missing out on massive potential profits. So because of Upin, they've not only just bumped up prices because of their service, they've also then caused a bunch of people to think there is a massive boom happening happening in the Counter-Strike market, which has then led to more people investing in skins, which then makes the market go up even faster. So yeah, it's just kind of massively overinflated in my opinion, because the demand for the skins is just from the people renting them. There's also been a bunch of tweets going around saying that there are Discord groups and Chinese investment groups buying up a lot of these skins because, yeah, if they have a ton of money, which was maybe invested in more traditional things like the stock market, which if you've been paying attention to it, hasn't been doing that well recently. Same with crypto. Like, imagine you've got a lot of money in crypto and then suddenly you start hearing about how there are these massive gains in the Counter-Strike economy. You're going to want to probably, try and get in on that. So we also have big investment groups buying into rare Counter-Strike items, which, I mean, yes, it's cool, and, that has always happened. Like, clearly there's always just been people who have invested in Counter-Strike, but the reason why I've always liked Counter-Strike and thought it was a good investment is because, unlike crypto or any of these other stupid digital assets, like NFTs, for example, I never really liked the idea of them because I just never really saw a use case for them, whereas with CSGO skins, like, people played CSGO, so that was the use case for the NFT, if you want to call skins an NFT, whereas you can't, like, make the skins first and then try and make an NFT game, or, like, it doesn't really work like that. Attaching it to a game which is tried and tested and super popular, that's what makes sense. So I think, like, for example, if FIFA, instead of releasing a new FIFA every single year, if they just made FIFA a game just that would last forever and just get constant updates, you could have had, like, a Team of the Season Ronaldo card or a Team of the Season Messi card from 10 years ago, which nowadays might be worth loads and loads of money for someone who wanted to collect that digital item. So I think if you've got a product which you can then attach these digital assets to, then it makes sense. Basically, that's my theory behind, like, why NFTs don't really work, but why CSGO skins do. And yeah, just having more and more people just blindly investing in them because they just perform well and they're unregulated and are almost seen as just like another little crypto pump and dump. Like, I don't like that personally. I like the more organic side of it all. And yeah, with recent times, like, it just seems like more and more people are just trying to get in on the price pumps to hopefully eventually just dump, which, yeah, I don't like that. Because, yeah, these investment groups, they don't care about the average player. They have basically unlimited money, can just buy up whatever they want, slowly drip sell those items over the next year or however long they want to do it for. Then once they've made a decent amount of profit, they can just start selling their items. And even if the items end up crashing down to, original prices from a few months ago, it doesn't matter. They've basically just siphoned a ton of money out of the Counter-Strike economy, which in turn is just out of, average people's pockets, which, yeah, no one wants that. So guys, what happens next? Well, if we go back to this massive chunk of text from Shen's tweet, at the bottom is written, however, on May the 10th, all of this is about to reverse. The real rental demand is not that high. When the rental event ends, everything will return to its original state. Let's wait and see. So yeah, supposedly that is when this whole giveaway event ends. And yeah, in theory, if a lot of these users were just renting the skins to get tickets for this Dragon Lore giveaway, as soon as that time is up, they're just going to give the skins back, and suddenly all of these investors are going to be left with tons of, fair enough, rare skins, but especially as they've increased in price, they're probably going to want to maybe take some of that profit, which in turn would bring the prices back down. Now, there is another scenario which is, fair and should be brought up in the fact that because of this massive boom, not only in the market, but in Upin's business, there's no reason why Upin can't just keep doing these giveaways because, I mean, yeah, clearly it's got a lot more people renting skins off of them. And, I mean, yeah, in turn, that has just literally caused a massive bull run in the CS2 market. So, yeah, why not just do it again? Keep it rolling, keep the market pumping up. But, I mean, it is still just, like, not real demand, which I really don't like. And as I said, they're not the only thing. Like, it's not like Upin have are the sole reason for this market going crazy. They may be, like, a factor in it, which is, like, or, like, they may have been a spark for it to, like, kind of explode. But then, yeah, all of these other investors as well who have got in, who don't give a shit about CS skins, they just want money. If they also start seeing the market go back down and they've made a decent amount of profit, they can get out. And then suddenly everyone's jumping ship, and yeah, it would get pretty messy. To be honest, I think the main thing is that they just need to make sure and kind of prove that they're not doing any fake giveaways, that the giveaways are real, because I'm sure they could give away a Poxy Little Dragon Lore if they're making a ton of money from renting out all these skins. Like, it's worth it. If they invest in skins and rent those skins out and the price of those skins go up, like, it's just a win-win for them. But yeah, it needs to be verified that they aren't fake giveaways. Just, you know, do proper giveaways that are legit. Like, it's as simple as that. What I do hate about this, though, is that obviously you can't rent skins if you're in the West. So basically, because of all of this, Western players are just getting priced out of a lot of the really, really nice skins. Like, you know, your average person cannot afford skins which are worth thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. Like, especially with the current state of, like, the world economy. Like, it's just, yeah, it's kind of sad. But yeah, I don't know how long this video has been going on for. I know I've been yapping, but I just want to try and get across to you guys everything that's been going on and kind of some of the reasons why I think the market and why, in my opinion, remember, guys, none of this is advice or financial advice or anything. This is just my opinions on this matter. I just think now, like, you know, as I said with the example of my gloves, they went up a ton. I've profited well on them. Yes, it would be nice to keep them, but that money can be put into other things, which percentage-wise could increase a lot more than, you know, than a pair of gloves worth thousands of dollars. So yeah, for me, I think now isn't a bad time to sell, just because, yeah, it seems like a lot of this market has kind of just been influenced by something that's pretty much just artificial and man-made. Like it's not an organic all-time high. And who knows, like maybe even Valve will get involved because, yeah, I'm sure they're not liking all of this. I don't know, maybe they just don't care. But yeah, this is one of the craziest things that's happened in the Counter-Strike market. So I do wonder what will happen. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. And if you're still here, man, I appreciate you. Please drop a sub. We are closing in on 20,000 subscribers. Also, drop a like. And as I said, guys, if you want to like trade away your skins, or maybe like me, want to swap out some of your higher end skins for maybe some better investments, then yeah, definitely check out Skins Monkey. Again, massive thank you to them for sponsoring. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it.